Let me show you how to make this simple radius corner jig so that you can make cool countertops like this.
I wanted to put a nice radius corner on these countertops in the closet so that we're not always like catching a hip on it or something. I think it'll give a nice look to it also. I wanted to make a quick jig to make that easier and really consistent on both of those so I can use a router. I thought I would bring you along and show you how I do that. For this, you're going to need a scrap board that's decently wide. I'm probably only going to use half of this one so that you can put it on the corner of your piece and clamp it down and still have room for your router. You'll need some sort of way to draw the radius. So this is a little circle jig that has different radius measurements on it, or you could just use something round that's close to the size you want. Grab a little bottle or a cap that you're able to trace on the corner. You'll probably also need a nail gun or a drill to just attach them to the sides, but I'll show you that a little bit later in the video. I've got a small cut-off scrap of maple from another project. I'm just going to cut a couple little pieces off of here and we'll use those to grab the edge when we clamp it down.
I don't know if it was evident from me showing this earlier, but the scrap pieces that you're going to use kind of as your wings that go over the surface that you are doing the radius on, they need to be a little bit wider than whatever your piece you're using. So I was using 3/4 inch plywood. These are about 1 inch wide little strips. That way they hang over just enough that you can kind of butt them up against the countertop and they grab. Then I just grabbed a square and double checked to make sure that when it is clamped over something, it was truly square, and mine was.
Let me show you how this works. You've probably gathered by now, but as I just showed you, this is square. And so you would lay this piece on top of the piece you're wanting to cut the radius on and get those two lips there to butt up against it. Then you would just clamp that down and take your router with a roller bearing and ride it here and cut off this radius. Very simple and smooth, and it can be consistent every time. Let me show you.
With this flush trim bit, I didn't want to plunge it in and do it all in one pass. I'm just kind of nibbling away at it, taking very light passes until the bearing goes all the way down and touches my new radius jig. Okay, my test piece went well, so now to try it on my actual countertop. I ended up ordering some templating bits. These have no bearing on the bottom, so they kind of allow you to just trace a template, which is what they're meant for, and kind of nibble away to where you have enough that you can remove the template and then just use the groove that you already created as your new template. These were pretty inexpensive bits, and maple is prone to burning anyway, so I got some burning on that corner, but it sanded out just fine.
Well, that's it. Really simple jig to help you get some nice some radius cuts on the edge of your countertop. Thanks for following along. This is part of a larger project. I needed these for some countertops that I'm installing in my master bedroom renovation. I made the maple countertops, and it's part of this larger project. So if you haven't seen some of those videos, I'll link to them below. Go check those out. Thanks.